Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest 8-second gaming. In today's video, we are going to be talking about some of the weaker characters in Apex and how Respawn can fix them going forward. Now, this isn't to say that I don't like these characters, but in the current meta, they aren't really that useful, so let's see what we can do to fix them. Just quickly though, if you guys are looking to take your Apex skill to the next level, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there, we have top level coaches, including myself, that have been to ALGS finals, they've been to Predator, they've played against the best of the best, they've gained a ton of information and knowledge in doing so, and now they're sharing that with you in the form of highly educational guides. We have legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews, and much more. No matter what you struggle with, we have a solution for you, so click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, with that covered, let's actually hop into things now, and to start off with, we have to talk about one of the most glaringly obvious characters in the game that has a lot wrong with their kit, and that is going to be Mirage. Now, I know that Mirage has a ton of fans out there, they really enjoy playing him, they think he's a ton of fun, and I'm not trying to knock that. The issue that Mirage has though is his kit doesn't really have a ton of focus. It's half and half between a support and a secondary fragger, but they're not enough to actually be able to fit into any one of those positions. His res can be good, but nothing else in his kit actually allows him to be a support, so if you have him in that role, you are lacking in a ton of different areas. And same thing with his decoys. Again, they're not enough to make him an actual viable secondary fragger. He doesn't bring enough to the team. So how can Respawn fix him to make him an actual viable character in the game? Well, it's easy. Just make his kit a little bit more focused. They have to decide whether or not they want him to be a support or a secondary fragger, and then focus his kit entirely into that position. It can keep the same theme. The decoys are not the problem. The decoys are actually pretty useful in some certain situations. And I say some certain situations because there are a ton of different ways to counter him. So unless like you're inside a building and it's just absolute chaos or something like that, then as long as you know what to look for, you can actually counter Mirage pretty easily. So there's a whole other issue with that. But I think if they were to put him fully into the support category, the decoys need to have an AI mind of their own to keep people distracted while you revive. Whether that means that they just start to move like the dummies in the firing range and they start to shoot people with projectiles that don't actually do anything, or an AI just takes over completely and they start to run around and try to lead people away from where you are reviving. He needs just a little bit extra kick onto his support kit in order to make him a little bit more viable in that sense. Right now, it's not enough. But on the other opposite end, if you were to make him a secondary fragger, you need to give him more team utility in the sense of fights. If you take a look at other secondary fraggers, they usually have something to help them be offensive or help the team out. Seer and Bloodhound have their scans to give your team information that way. Pathfinder has his grapple and his zipline to get people in and out of places. Horizon has her gravity lift and her ultimate, Fuse has his knuckle cluster and his mother load. Mirage doesn't really have anything like that right now in order to help him in those fights. So maybe take the invisible res out completely and make it so that if you shoot a decoy, you kind of get zapped or something, sort of akin to a Watson fence, to make him a little bit more offensive and to really punish people for actually shooting the decoys. That's just one idea, there are a bunch out there. But I like that idea because right now there's really no reason to not shoot a decoy just to be sure. Yeah, it lets the other team know where you are, but if you're in a fight, they should have a rough idea of where you are anyway, so it's not really the worst thing in the world. There's no punishment to shooting a decoy right now, and I don't really think that that is good for his kit, so adding that in would give a little bit more incentive for people to not shoot the decoys. And if you're a good Mirage player and you're able to act like a decoy, it might make people second guess and give you the jump on a fight being an actual good secondary fragger now. But that is Mirage covered, so now let's move into the second character, and this is going to be Lifeline. Now, it seems like Respawn is just continuing to phase Lifeline out of the game completely. There's no real reason to run her over the other supports currently. The only thing that she really has going for her is her revive. But if both your teammates go down in a fight, it's going to be very hard to get both them back up while stopping the death ball that's coming at you. The better option is to just have your teammates not go down in a fight. So if you have somebody like Gibraltar or Newcastle creating cover so that they can heal safely, that's just a better option. And her ultimate right now is not nearly as good as it used to be in the past. If you want heals from it, just go to a support supply bin. They're marked on the map when you're playing a support character. You get a ton of heals out of the little compartment and you get a guaranteed battery. On top of that, you can also just craft more batteries if you need them. Or if you want an armor upgrade, just craft your armor. There's not a whole lot of reasons to play Lifeline right now, so I just think that Respawn needs to start adding some more incentives to be a Lifeline main. One idea that I really like is the fact that Lifeline could revive her teammate faster. You have the option when you run over to your teammate to revive them with the dock drone or revive them yourself, and if you choose to revive them yourself, you revive them faster because it's not the drone doing it. You still have the battle res option so that if you're in a fight, you can do it hands-free, but if you want to reset faster, then Lifeline actually gets down and dirty and does it herself, and you get the benefit of reviving faster. Gibraltar has the option to revive faster inside his dome, so why can't another support character be able to revive faster? And honestly, I don't know what they could do to her care package, because it's not that it's not useful, it's just that there are other things around the map that do exactly what it does, so when you're playing a different support character, you're not really losing out. The care package is in an okay state. I don't really think that there need to be any changes to it, but if you guys would change something to it, let me know in the comments down below. And the last character that needs some love is Revenant. Now I know that Revenant Reborn is coming in, but we don't know exactly when it's actually going to be added into the game, and we don't know for sure right now if it's an actual full rework or if it's just going to be cosmetic. I know that there have been a ton of leaks around it, but some of it has been inconclusive, so I'm still a little bit on the fence. But the issue with Revenant isn't that he's not strong, it's that he doesn't have a character to combo off of. Revenant is a very strong character when he gets to do what he wants to do. You get a free fight, which is extremely strong. But the issue is it takes forever to get into that fight. The reason that Revtane used to be so strong is because Octane's jump pad used to go a lot further and was a lot quieter. So you'd put the Revenant totem down, you put the Octane jump pad down, you jump in basically silently from across the map, and it was just such a good combination that pretty much every single team had to run it or you would die to it. But Revenant really hasn't been nerfed since then. The only thing that they really did was make it so that the totem has the animation that plays so that everybody knows that there's a Revenant near you. Other than that, it hasn't really been touched. So if he gets another character to combo off of like he had with Octane, then we could see the return of Revenant into the meta even without the Rev Reborn potential rework. It's a very big misconception that Revenant is a weak character. It's kind of like Crypto. They just have to be in the right circumstances, and those circumstances almost never arise. And I know some people are going to be sitting there saying, well, what about Ashe? Ashe has a really strong teleport ability to get her and her team into the fight almost instantly, so shouldn't she work with Revenant? And she does for the first initial part. But her portal doesn't stay open nearly long enough. So if you're fighting the entire time that the shadow protection is on you and you get sent back near the end of it, you won't have the portal to just instantly jump back into the fight. You're going to have to run that distance. It can be nice because if you don't do enough damage and the other team wants to be aggressive on you, they have to run a fair distance. But if you just barely didn't kill them and now you want to finish off the fight, you're going to have to run that distance, and it can be enough for them to reset. So Ashe somewhat does work, but also somewhat doesn't work because she doesn't give you the same options that something like an Octane jump pad used to, because the jump pad didn't go away. And there are other options like Pathfinder zipline, but it's really easy to shoot people off of a Pathfinder zipline, so you could take way too much damage before you even get to the fight and get sent back way too early. Right now in the current state of the game, there's just nothing that he can combo off of in order to get him into that fight. But what character do you guys think needs some love? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Thanks all for watching once again, my second game, and I'll see you guys in the next one.